I was thinking about yesterday something what I never thought I would going to think about, which is it really a good thing to be better at your riding or having reaching that level when you are actually better and the equipment just cannot take the beating what you throwing at it. That's the topic what we're going to talk about today. If you're following the channel, you know we had the Yamaha. It's been bits and pieces for almost 2 months. I just received the primary gear yesterday. So finally I'll be able to start putting that bike together. The KTM is about to be done. I'm missing one piece, which is, it's a very small piece, but it's very crucial to giving the final look of the KTM so I can showing it to you guys how I was able to turn the SXF into the XC. And that being said, every single one of my bike is broken. There is not a single bike what I can ride with. I have 4 bikes. I started out with my Honda 250R in a good faith of I can rebuild that bike nice and confident. I'm gonna have enough money to put everything the way I want it at that bike with no problem. So I decided I'd take it apart, and that's how far I went with my 1989 Honda 250 CR250R, because at that time my Yamaha decided to giving up after 25 hours. So bad, my entire engine went sideways. The crankcase bearings, the camshaft, the piston, just to name of the few, the oil pump, everything went sideways because I beat the crap out of it. And I didn't really thinking about that at the time. I thought maybe the bike is not good enough. So I called like Wiseco. I called a bunch of big companies, talked to them, and see if there is other bikes like this, which is went sideways just as mine did. And they said, no, they didn't really heard about it. They know the pro racers beating the crap out of it, and it didn't last long for them. But I didn't put the two together. I'm not a pro racer, but since I'm riding like every second day because there's a track by my house, I kind of reach my level, which is not really good. I don't really feel good about it at the moment. Yesterday, I was trying to get out with my stock work to ride because my Yamaha wasn't work and my KTM haven't been done yet. However, I rode the KTM a little bit, but I'm still missing one part, so I don't want to have the engine breaking down on me, but you will see what I'm talking about when you're actually watching that episode. So I'm really careful. I really have to be careful with that bike. My rear tire was flat, and I said, what the heck? This is the second time it happens with me. And first, I have horsepower set up in my start clock. One is 40, option 2 is 45, on and on. And normally I rode option 1, which is 40 horsepower back in the days. Now I'm finding myself riding 45, 50 horsepower regularly. And this is the second time when my inner tube valve stem ripped out because the tire just keep spinning. Not much, but enough to give me a flat tire. So I thought maybe when I'm using this, whatever this is, who made that? Wrap 6 aluminum. Maybe this is causing my problem. So I put the bigger one in there, which is made out of rubber. And that probably holding the tire, but I don't know. Anyway, I went out, I rode with the stock log after I changed my inner tube second times in a row. And as you can see, this is how my stock log look like because my linkage bearings went apart. Back in the days, I never ever had problem like that with the bikes, never. I was just be able to ride it, come home, clean it up, and just put it in the garage, and I had time and I had money to work on my one single project. Now, every single time when I try to fix something, there is something else coming up, broken. My linkage failed. So I thought it's something simple because maybe something loose. I took it apart and it has grease in it. This bike never been in the water, never been in the mud, never been in pressure washer. So it has grease in it and everything. And it just simply needed to be changed because the whoops what I'm going through with it, it beat the crap out of it and it just couldn't take it. So my thing is it really good to be on the level where I'm at actually right now? Because technically, the way I see it, whatever I'm riding with, I broke it way sooner than I just cannot enjoy it long enough. It just constantly broken down on me, and I kind of feel bad about it. And yesterday, I felt so bad about it. I just, I don't even know what to do. I have every single, that is, the Honda engine is down there. The Yamaha engine is up there. The linkage for the stock bike is up here laid out. Everything is a freaking mess. The KTM part is over here, which is I'm hiding. I don't want to show it to you. That's why I'm standing over here. It just, everything is broken before, or I just cannot enjoy it long enough because I already have to spend money on it just because it didn't last as long as I thought it would. And the main thing with this is my suspension always needs to be in a level because I'm getting so picky about the way the bike is, which back in the days I was just, I'm just getting on it and I was just riding with it. And I didn't even really care what I'm riding with, how the bike was set up. I was just enjoyed the bike the way it was. It gave me the joy. But now, if the suspension is one click over, I don't like it. I actually took the KTM out for one break-in ride, and it has a cone well. I mean, it has the air suspension in there, and I couldn't adjust it on the track because I didn't have my pump with it. So I tried to get some air out of it, and it went flat right away. So I instantly replaced the air shocks with the cone valve just because I couldn't adjust it on the track. And we're talking about I'm riding 15 minutes or 20 minutes at the time, and I cannot stand if the bike doesn't perform the way I expect it to be, and if I cannot adjust the shocks, because right now I have 3 different tracks. If I'm on the single trail track, which is filled with roots, and I need the front suspension to suck up all of those movements, and if it cannot do that and I cannot adjust the suspension, it drives me crazy. And back in the days, it was just not the case. I was enjoying it the way it was. So I don't know. I don't really know if all of this being, I'll be able to this, I'll be able to do that, I'll be able to balance myself on the bike, I'll be able to I'll be able to do a lot of stuff. Is it really a good thing? I mean, I'm start questioning it if it is really a good thing, because now the bike, not really a point of enjoyment, it's more of a, everything is okay on it. Is it ready to ride? Everything works the way it should be. If I go out, it will perform the way I need the bike to be. Come on. I mean, it should be just a simple pushing the button and just enjoying the bike. But unfortunately, in the stage where I'm at, let me give you another example. I just have to do it. I have a Michelin front tire on this one, and I have a Dunlop front tire on the KTM. And I noticed, and I'm surprised on myself to be able to notice this kind of stuff. The Dunlop front tire slides out more than the Michelin just because the way it builds on the same track. And I was like, God damn it, I gotta buy a Michelin tire on the KTM. Even if the Dunlop tire is brand new on the KTM, but I noticed the way I'm going on it, on the turn, it kind of washed the front out a little bit, and I don't like that. And why am I need to notice that? Why I cannot just go a little bit slower and enjoy it the way it is? Why I need to spend so much money on these freaking things to be the way the bike, the way I need them to be? I don't know. I'm kind of, as you can see, I kind of lost in this dirt bike world a little bit. So I need to find my inner peace, and I need to find myself in this biking world again, because I think I took it too far with my expectation. And I don't know, maybe I just need to put that 250 R back the way it was when they built it, and not modernize it, and not spending so much money on it, and just enjoy the way that bike was made at the time. Only time when I truly felt fun on the bike, when I rode my 250 two-stroke. Every time I went on that bike, I had problem with it. That bike was not perfect, but the way the bike could compensate me with that sound and the responsiveness, I was just happy. I always enjoyed it. And that was the last time when I truly felt I was laughing, I was screaming on the bike. And since then, this bike is like a generic bike. It's like a robot. It does everything perfect. No excitement, but it works, and it do everything what you expect yourself to do, or the bike be able to do. It just does it. The KTM, on the other hand, it's kind of fun, but the KTM tried to be this bike, linear power, power everywhere. The four-stroke Yamaha, it was kind of like the fun bike for me after the two-stroke, but I really lost faith in that bike. That now I see, taking all of these engines apart, and I see how much the Yamaha four-stroke need development. The engine is extremely, extremely old school crap. No manufacturer, not a single manufacturer, uses bushing style of clutch hub, clutch basket, but Yamaha. Everybody used needle bearings in the basket. And that's why my bike went sideways, the four-stroke. That's why I went sideways, only because that press material failed on it. The way that bike puts together, it's not really a quality bike. My piston, it does so much damage on the cylinder. I actually bought the OEM 250 piston from Yamaha, but the cylinder was weared out so much I need to have it upsized with 0.1, because it was just not, the gap, it was just too great to be put the OEM piston in there. So I had to go and get a versional piston, which is oversized, after 20 hours. My KTM has almost 90 hours, and I was able to put the OEM piston back in there, even if I put the version in there. But the reason why I put the version in there, because the ring, there is a single ring on these pistons, and the version piston ring is 10th bigger than the OEM one. So I'm going to have a longer lasting piston just because of the ring. It will last longer. But anyway, the cylinder was perfectly fine. The honing was perfectly there, but the Yamaha it's just not there. And the reason why I'm saying that, because if I'm putting it back together, I'm not sure if I'll be able to enjoy it the way I wanted to, because if I rev the cap out of it, I always have that thing on the back of my mind. What if it breaks down? What if this is it? What if it's not gonna last any longer? I don't know. As you can see, I lost. I gotta find my I don't know, my enjoyment in this again, and I just don't know where it is right now. all I'm enjoying is working on this bike, which is I truly like, but I don't like the part when I have to spend so much money on this. On these 3 bikes, in 2 months, I spent enough money to buy a new 300 KTM. But I'm just messing around with these bikes, I guess, instead of making the right choice, maybe buying a 300 XC. Anyway, that's where I leave it. Take the good things out of this and leave the bad things alone, and we're just gonna move on until I have the YZ engine put together or the KTM put together. So I'm probably gonna come up with the KTM content earlier than the YZ, because that bike is technically done, but we will see. I'll catch you on the next one.